Adam, let's pick up with the conversation we were just having on the decision by the Chiefs to release Kareem Hunt, and then the interview he did with Lisa Salters on Sunday NFL Countdown. As you've been reporting this story and the things that you've learned and have sort of gone through, what surprised you the most about how this unfolded?
Well, first of all, when the release came in Friday night that the Chiefs were releasing him, I literally had to read that release 2 or 3 times to grasp what they had done, because to me it's not surprising when you take a step back and think about it, but when it comes down and you're talking about a guy who was as productive as Kareem Hunt, it's stunning. It's stunning. And as I was thinking about it, and I was trying to recall the number of times that somebody, not just in the NFL, but in all of sports, ever had been released at the age of 23, having accomplished as much as Kareem Hunt already had, heading into the prime of his career. Had there ever been a player, ever, who had been cut like that, who had done more, who was younger, who had so much ahead of him athletically, and the only people that I could come up with in the history of sports were Michael Vick and Aaron Hernandez.
Wow.
That was it. And there's a tie that binds all these men together. All the acts are different, all egregious in their own ways. But in this particular case, they all basically took tremendous liberties with the truth.
Yep.
And
they all lied.
Yeah, they all lied.
Yeah.
Let's
They
just
all
call
lied.
it that way.
They all lied. And the lying caught up with all of them in different ways.
So where this is going to go, obviously, in the league and their investigation, people are going to look into how far do they go. Bottom line going forward now is we all feel Kareem Hunt will play again in the league, but is it going to be fairly easy now? It's going to be at least 6 games or more about how quickly they can come down with some discipline. And would it start this year?
Well, he's going to be on the commissioner's exempt list this year, I would imagine. And the discipline, I would think, we're going to next year. And everybody expects some form of discipline.
But you know why he would like to be suspended this year? To get it over with.
Oh, of
so
course.
he could play next year.
Of course. But the league is not going to be in any rush while he's on the commissioner exempt list, and there's 4 games left in the season. And they've got to do an investigation that's a little bit more thorough than the last investigation that the league did.
Yeah, that's sort of the discussion we were just having. Look, we all agree that at a minimum they had to talk to Kareem Hunt. How they didn't talk to Kareem Hunt, considering everything they did after the Ray Rice situation in 2014, all the people they hired, all the executives they brought in, all the committees they formed, it seems incomprehensible that they did not talk to the principal involved. Or even if he was going to lie to them, as Mike, you pointed out, he probably was. It's one thing to lie to your friends. It's another thing when the NFL is sitting in front of you saying, now listen, you lie to me, it's a big deal here, but we need to know what happened. So what do you think is going to happen going forward?
Well, if you remember when the NFL brought in Robert Mueller in 2014, and he wrote up a report on the Ray Rice incident and found fault with the league for not doing enough in its investigation, which led the league to hire basically a whole new group of workers to combat this sort of issue. And so
I'd forgotten Robert Mueller was part of that. Wow.
Mm-hmm. Robert Mueller was a part of that in 2014, the special committee that the NFL appointed to write up a report. So now you've got a case where Kareem Hunt, they'll have to reopen that investigation. We'll see where that goes. He's going to face discipline. And here's another interesting thought that I heard from a number of NFL executives last week, people on teams across the league. If Reuben Foster hadn't been arrested last weekend and the Redskins hadn't claimed him and come under the widespread criticism that they did, would everything had played out the way that it did this week? And would some team claim Kareem Hunt today because of the talent that we're talking about? So I think Reuben Foster basically dirtied the mix.
Made it much difficult optically.
Change
to do.
the circumstances
without question.
surrounding Kareem Hunt.
Without question.